Okay. You guys may want to re-grab those tissue boxes that we looked at or that we used a couple of videos ago. Because I think we're going to need them again.
Hello there.
I'll read this one more time. The time has come. The ritual will be complete when you have fully entered into the spirit's dreams. It will be as if you are her in every aspect. She relives the moment of her death over and over again. It torments her. Something about how she ended. She had no control over her actions. She hurt the ones that she loved. Speak to me when you are ready to immerse yourself in her nightmare of the end.
It's time. Enter the spirit's nightmare and bring her peace. Take care.
Yep. We are Ysera.
It begins again. The pain and agony. The madness beyond measure. Forgive me, children. My actions. They are not my own.
Now Xavius has me by the throat. I must abandon my beloved and subdue the most beautiful creature I have ever known.
This is your end, mortals! The dream is undone!
Not while I still draw breath.
Oh, look, there's one of each class here.
Lost, Ysera. After all we have built, all we have done. By the light of Elune, we will end this madness.
You know, when I first showed that on camera, it didn't get me then, because I wasn't really that knowledgeable. I was a relatively new player to this game. Since then, well, I've become much more knowledgeable and aware. And I've seen that cutscene multiple times since then. Knowing what I know now it gets me. There have been several times where that has actually gotten me to get a little emotional and get some tears, just like the Ursoc thing did. And it's all partly because, well, not only is it very tragic, but the way they use the music for that cutscene and that song. It was also a very significant cutscene as well, because as you saw, that was one of the first times that we ever saw Elune ever actually do anything. Now, to this day, we still don't know who or what Elune actually is. But that was very clearly a action by Elune. It had to be Elune, because then you saw the bright, light come from the bottom of the moon, and then the tears of Elune showed up, signifying that was in fact, Elune crying because of what just happened to Ysera. I know a lot of players that got to them the first time they saw that. And they had to do that multiple times in other characters. Now, what's funny is that on this character, as I mentioned earlier when we started this playthrough, I actually have the quest to go get the Tears of Elune, because I never actually finished the questing in Val'Sharah on this character to get to that point in the story. So, pretend I actually have, though. Just pretend I actually have. Otherwise, it's gonna be like, But yeah, now they all know what happened to Ysera, because it wasn't just me seeing that. Basically, everyone here is now been seeing that. Dreamweaver, I believe Moonberry may have seen that. Naya saw that. Erlon saw that. At least I think that's how it's working.
Welcome.
It's obvious Dreamweaver saw it, because then he says something like, "What a terrible end for such a majestic spirit. But that was why she connected with you. Because you are of the same world. Azeroth. Now I can finally feel her nightmares wane. At last she knows some peace. Thank you, my friend." Definitely an upgrade for my helm.
Hey! Everyone listen! We're not the only ones who witnessed that nightmare. The Drust are approaching as we speak.
Oh, that's bad. But yeah, she even confirms it right there. Lady Moonberry just confirmed that they, as in them here, were not the only ones who saw that nightmare. The Drust saw it too, so they all saw it as well. They now know Ysera better and get a better understanding as to why me wanting to save Ysera matters.
Well.
To me, anyway.
Have here.
But it also gets them to care about wanting to help me save Ysera, because now they actually know her better. That dream, with the teeth and the claws and the heart-wrenching sacrifice? I'm sorry. Well, while we were in the dreamland, possessed spies have snuck into Hibernal Hollow. They must be hunted down and slain before they can report back on the Grove's defenses. Here, borrow a bit of my magic. Seek out the ones hidden in the shadows and smite them.
Always a pleasure.
I'm a detector again. You know what this means? We get to relive our favorite meme from Suramar, everybody. Let's see. An illusion! What are you hiding? Oh, come on, I had to do it. We all know it's everyone's favorite little line of dialogue from Suramar, right? An illusion! What are you hiding?
The Masters will not be denied!
You will serve the Masters, outsider!
No. I already served one leader, and I was actually kind of okay with helping him out. Not really interested in changing leadership right now.
Your demise is at hand!
I need a target.
One more. Ha. I see you walking around.
The Masters will not be denied!
Alright, one last time. An illusion! What are you hiding?
I has many lucky doos you like.
Alioth.
In nature, all are one.
These Just are bold to send spies into my grove. Very bold and very foolish.
The darkness must wane.
Our enemies close in swiftly. We must sound the call to defend the grove. Use this horn to call upon our protectors. Summon the Wild Hunt and slay those who would attack us.
Night embrace. Take the horn, sound the call, and summon the hunt.
I'm sorry, every time I hear them say the Wild Hunt, I always think of The Witcher 3. Which is why I was trying to make jokes and be like, oh, should we call the Wild Hunt? I hear they're a bunch of jerk elves who want to get some kind of elder blood and... You know. Here they come.
The hunt did not heed the call? That does not bode well.
No, it doesn't. That's a bad sign. Again, notice they're playing Night Song right now. It's very slow and very light, but they are playing it in the background. Here they come.
Welcome to my grove.
The Wild Hunt rides to our aid, but not from the west? That is where Hunt Captain Coraine was, tracking a dangerous foe. She and her hunting party must have been waylaid. The Wild Hunt has answered the call to defend us, except for Hunt Captain Coraine and her forces. She had led her hunting party to the west on the trail of a powerful foe. They may have encountered trouble. Find her and provide whatever aid she requires. We need her hunters and her leadership in our defenses if our defenses are to hold.
The darkness must wane.
Hang on, Corain, I'm on my way. Still haven't gotten that. Would like to, though. Like I said, it's a very easy farm.
I see your hunt goes well, mortal.
Hey, Corain.
I stand ready.
These Druss thought to send a force to strike us from behind. Your call brought my fellow huntsmen and huntresses to reinforce us. Our foes were the ones caught by surprise. Lokron is here. I tracked him all the way from the Glittering Falls. Then I saw the Druss try to flank our forces. I'd say they were rather surprised that we turned the tables against them. Huntsmen and huntresses, with me! We ride to defend the grove. Take no prisoners and leave none standing.
The forest is watching. Wild Hunt, with me! For Ardenweald!
We seem to have a number of invaders. Yeah, we have a lot of invaders.
It's too far away.
Move swift as the wind.
Ardenweald needs your
This attack, it's like they are being driven. This is where we make our stand. The Druss and their minions have us nearly overrun, but we will not let them destroy Hibernal Hollow, nor will they take our anima or our wild seeds. Fight with us. Let us drive them out.
Green and Grove.
We will capture our prey. It's too far away. I need to get closer.
scent of our foes?
Oh my goodness.
A great danger looms. Come to me, and together we will face it.
We'll face it after I have a little bite to eat. Huh. They each gave me a buff.
In nature, all are one.
We shall not let this grove fall. The Queen entrusted me with the safety of Hibernal Hollow, and all the spirits within. We cannot fall. I'm ready to stand with you.
Their anima will feed our victory. Leave their huts to rot.
That's a big one. Come on, Alioth, you got this. Warcraft.
Seed. I no longer sense its dreams.
Ysera?
Unless we save her soon, she will be lost forever.
Welcome to my grove.
We have won the battle, but I fear we may have lost Ysera. No.
Darkness must wane.
You're a
Be
special
gentle.
one.
She's almost gone.
We have lost so much, and this one is special. She looks at me resolute. Her voice is strangely formal, her manner commanding. Come, we will carry her on the path of rebirth and entreat the Queen to save her. Hurry and make preparations. We have little time.
Never a dull moment with you.
We must get Ysera's wild seed to the Queen. It's her only hope. I'm ready. Let's go.
Can't wait to see what you do next. I once said that your voice is but one bird singing in the night. Well, I think it's time we all sang with you.
I'm struggling to find words right now. I can't put into words how beautiful and amazing this moment is right now. The way that they are all rallying, wanting to help save Ysera. Hang on, Ysera.
Moonberry, here to play more tricks? Or are serious matters at hand?
Matters most serious, I'm afraid. Lord Hearn, we request an audience with the Winter Queen.
We stalk the moonless night.
Well met, stranger. You arrive in interesting times, and with equally interesting company. Much of the Queen's focus has centered on the Grove of Awakening, where rejuvenated spirits emerge from their wild seeds and return to their worlds. Perhaps it is fitting you carry a wounded spirit with you. He studies Ysera's wild seed for a moment, before a slow grin spreads across his face. This one fights with all of her being. Even now, she clings to existence. Come, stranger. Let us see what fate the Queen will decree for this one. Now, I have heard that there is a cutscene coming up, and that sometimes it has bugged for people and it won't play. Oh my gosh, look at this. They're all here, hoping that Ysera survives. I really hope that this cutscene does not bug out. Yes.
My queen, please help us.
This is of my sister. Why have you brought it to me?
This one is slipping away.
Our duty is grim. Many have been lost. Why would I save her pet?
Those who have dreamed by its side awaken with a joy and peace that whispers of wonder. If she dies, then all that is Emerald dies with her.
Some must be sacrificed, but some must be saved. If we forget that, all that will remain will be empty shells and sorrow.
Please. Oh, that got me. What is it about cutscenes with Ysera and that song that always gets us to shed some tears? Okay, alright. Now that we've had a moment, let's, be happy to see that Ysera is back. We gotta talk about some of the things in that scene, because there was a lot there said without actually being said. First off, the Winter Queen said she is of my sister. Now, I have heard, and this is also my own thoughts, two dominant theories as to who she could actually be talking about. Number one, she's talking about Elune. Think about it. Elune, of course, was the one that, as we saw earlier in this video, when Ysera died in Val Shira, turned her into a constellation, and, with the amount of connection between Ysera and the Night Elves and the Temple of Elune that she died at, and, Tyrande, her friend, as well as Malfurion and such. Plus, again, we still don't know what Elune actually is. But the implication there, if she is the sister of the Winter Queen, then could she actually be one of these first ones that we've kept hearing about? Is that what Elune could actually be? Because then the other theory, which the timeline thing kind of messes this up. The other dominant theory is that she's referring to Eonar, the Titan. Now, here's where things get a little odd. There's a couple things about this. First off, there was an interview with Ian Hazzikostas leading up to this expansion, where I believe it was I think it was Bellular. I don't think it was Nobble. But I think it was Bellular who interviewed Ian about some of this lore and stuff. And Ian at one point compared the leaders of these zones, the Archon, the Primus, the Winter Queen, and Sire Denathrius, and the Jailer, and the Arbiter, that they are basically, as he referred to as, the Pantheon of Death. Now, that wording of choice is very interesting because the Titans that we know, Aman'Thul, Eonar, Agramar, those Titans, we have known them as the Pantheon of Order, since that has been what they have mainly been about. So, in a sense, that implies that they may not literally be Titans. The people here, like the Winter Queen, she may not be literally a Titan, but in a strange sense, she is somewhat like that. And the connection there also is that Eonar helped empower and bless both Ysera and Alexstrasza. This is why both Alexstrasza and Eonar shared the same name of the Lifebinder. People got very confused about this when we met Eonar in Legion. They were like, wait a minute, I thought Alexstrasza was the Lifebinder. Yes, but Eonar was the original Lifebinder and helped empower Alexstrasza to be the aspect of life, the Lifebinder. But she also helped empower Ysera. Now, Freya was the keeper who helped make the Emerald Dream. But I highly doubt the Winter Queen could be referring to Freya. It's more likely she'd actually be referring to Eonar. But the fact, here's the where timeline things kind of gets messed up in that regard. The devs, including Ian Hazzikostas, have been saying that the Shadowlands predate the Titans. So timeline-wise, there's some strange conflicts there. Like, we'd have to get some more clarification in that regard if this was to actually make some sense. So because there are some issues in that regard, even though when she says, "This is of my sister," it would make sense that she'd be referring to Aonar, since, in a strange sense, Ysera is of Aonar, since Aonar helped empower Ysera to be the aspect of the dreams, to be this mighty dragon that she is. But, again, the whole timeline and then predating the Titans thing kind of messes that up. So I think at this point, it's more likely she is actually referring to Elune instead of Aonar. Now, I heard a couple of other theories I don't really get. One of them was Azeroth. I don't really get that one at all. To me, that doesn't really make any sense. That she would be referring to Azeroth as her sister when Azeroth is not even a full-on Titan. And the Shadowlands and, the Winter Queen, they all predate the actual Titans, including Aman'Thul, who was the first Titan. So how could she know Azeroth as her sister? I don't really get that connection there. So I think she's actually referring to Elune. I would kind of like it or find it interesting if she actually was talking about Aonar, but I think it's more likely it's about Elune, because the idea is that we're finally going to get some actual information regarding Elune in this expansion that we have never had before. That it would make sense that they're finally going to give us some information regarding Elune. And that's just the first thing in that cutscene that we had to talk about. There's so much to talk about in that cutscene. Give me a second. I really got to collect my thoughts here on this. I do think it was a little odd. Probably not the most respectful thing that she referred to Ysera as her sister's pet. But I sort of understand where she's coming from. Plus, the thing is, she doesn't know Ysera. For all she knows, Ysera is just some feral dragon or something. I doubt she actually knows who Ysera is, or, what she has been to us and what she has done for us all these years as the aspect of dreams. But everyone else here knows, which is why Moonberry and Erelon fought so hard just now to convince her to do it. And of course, Erelon would understand after what happened with Ursoc, right? The next thing, did you notice how the Winter Queen visually started to change as she was trying to save Ysera? She looked as if she was literally transferring power from herself into Ysera to save her, and it was literally changing her appearance. She was turning from her blue into a brown, like as if she was withering. In fact, the symbolism of the leaf on her antler or her branch falling off, symbolizing the amount of her own anima and life force kind of being lost from her to save Ysera, as if she was giving a chunk of her own life or and power to save her. Kind of a powerful symbol, but then again, symbolism has always been a very strong thing in Blizzard cutscenes, right? And then of course, Night Song had to play. And that's one of the things I've always loved about those cutscenes, the thematic, feels that they get you to experience with, the way they have those songs coincide with what's going on the screen. And then seeing Ysera again being raised up like the constellation that she was when she died, and then being brought back to life, in a manner of speaking, by the Winter Queen there. Everyone kind of in awe seeing Ysera. And then you see the Winter Queen kind of holding her head to her head, oh my gosh, that took a lot out of me. She had to kind of take a moment to compose herself and recover from that. And then Ysera opens her eyes, and you see what seems to be a similar effect to what the Winter Queen has with her eyes. In fact, her eyes actually went from blue to green as she was trying to empower her there. But it was, rewatch it and watch the sides of her face turn from blue to brown, as if she's like literally giving up the life force in her to help save Ysera. Gosh, that was such a beautiful scene. It's a bummer that for some people it bugged out when they were doing this the first time. If it had for me, I would have done a couple different things. One, I would have abandoned this quest and started it again to try and make sure it actually played in the game. If that didn't work, I would have gone to YouTube, pulled it up, played for it, and then cut back to the game. But I think that's everything I want to talk about. Oh, man. That's going to be one of those scenes where it's like the other scene from Legion that we saw earlier in this video, where every time you would see that, it would get you emotional because of how beautiful of a scene that was. It's going to have the same effect for us. And I've already been seeing other people react to it, and they've also been having that kind of emotional reaction to it as well. Because the first time we were seeing Ysera basically, you know, having her final moments. Here, we thought we might see her be lost forever, and then she's, you know, the Winter Queen sacrifices a portion of herself in order to actually save Ysera from being lost forever. We've already lost Ursoc. We couldn't lose Ysera. Not again. We've already lost her once. We didn't want to lose her again. So, hi, Ysera. It's good to see you.
Slumber has ended.
So, Your Highness, I know we didn't get to actually meet earlier. I believe it's now time for us to formally meet.
I grant you an audience, mortal.
How curious to see someone like you in my forest.
You are reborn in Ardenweald, child of dreams. To this realm are you bound, and you will share its fate.
So there was another bug there. Ysera was supposed to say something, it didn't have it actually play, but Ysera was supposed to say something like, I awaken, but on a world that is not my own. It's something like that. And it's interesting that now she says, I think it's cool she refers to her as the child of dreams. I mean, that's a very fitting reference to Ysera. But she says, to this realm you are bound and you will share its fate. So I find myself wondering, is Ysera now here in the same way that Alioth is? Where is Ysera now here permanently and can never come back to Azeroth? Is she actually permanently bound to Ardenweald now, where she would stay here forever? I mean, if that was the case, so be it, but what's most important is that she's not gone. She's not lost forever like she was about to be moments ago.
The stars turn. The cycle continues.
So, my court informs me that you bear an important message. You may now deliver it. This is from the Primus. I believe you two know each other.
We are no strangers to difficult choices. My old friend, after countless ages, our worst fears have come to pass. If the Banished One stirs, then we face a danger even more grave than this crippling drought. Come, mortal, join me at my court and stand before the heart of the forest. There we shall speak further.
You got it. That was one of the more beautiful sequences I've ever seen in this game. And it's moments like that that remind me why I absolutely love this game. Whoop, wrong way. So this is the heart of the forest. Ysera's in her humanoid form. It's just good to see that she's still around. That she's not gone. We'll talk to her in just a bit.
Ardenweald would hear your plea.
Yes, Your Majesty?
The heart of the forest is vital to Ardenweald, and to the protection of the realms beyond. Long ago, we drew upon its magic to ensure the moor would be inescapable, that the Banished One would remain forever bound. The drought has caused the heart to wither. Its strength must be bolstered. Though we have precious little anima to save our waning groves. An impossible choice. Yet one that must be made for the good of the cycle. Speak, and the forest shall listen.
The Banished One stirs, and Ardenweald's power withers in drought. Dire portents indeed. I have used what little anima we possess to save our groves and the spirits they nurture. So many were lost, all as the heart of the forest grew ever weaker. Keeping the Banished One bound within the maw will require more anima than Ardenweald can spare. Sire Denathrius is a master of anima extraction. Journey to Revendreth and inform him of our plight. I know he will lend us aid. Your allies in Oribos can open the way.
Your path leads onward, mortal. Know that you have gained an ally in me, and in Ardenweald. Our sacred charge remains unchanged.
Thank you, Winter Queen.
With the blessings of the wilds.
Ysera?
I dream, and the world trembles.
I think that's the voice actress who also plays Valera. I don't recall if that actually used to be her voice actress, because I think I've heard her actually use a different voice when I've gone through the Dragon Soul raid. It's possible they changed voice actresses for Ysera, but at this point I don't think it really matters. So, this place is new, and yet I feel almost as if I have been here before. What will you do now, Ysera? I feel that so much has happened in my absence. It will take time for me to be myself again, if that's even possible. Thank you for saving me. You're welcome, Ysera.
Together, we shall prevail. Every dream has its nightmare. I feel a profound connection to this realm. And yet, in my dreams, I still soar above Azeroth.
You are bound to the Queen, and to Ardenweald, just as I am. Yet I envy your dreams of home.
The longing in your voice speaks of loss.
My world was shattered beneath the hammer of the Burning Legion. There is nothing left but ashes. Now this forest is my home, as it is meant to be. We serve the cycle, and the Queen guides us.
But Ardenweald, too, is under threat. I see many shadows tearing at its fringes, clawing their way in.
Aye. Though with your help, we will drive them back. Of this, I am certain.
Thank you, Alioth. I welcome your counsel, and your friendship.
Just wait till I get back to Azeroth and, tell Alex Straza. Not to mention Ysera's daughter, that Ysera is okay. I don't know if she'll ever come back to Azeroth. She may be here forever, but she's okay. And that's what matters. Alioth?
Ardenweald needs your strength.
Thank you for your help with Ysera.
For Queen and Grove.
I will return the favor.
That was a bit of an emotional trip in this zone, wasn't it?
Are you in need of the Wild Hunt? Do what you must.
What do you ask?
What brings you here? Be at peace.
So nice to see you. Is that all?
For now. I'm sure I'll be back. I think I can actually go up here to that area. Not quite. Oh, never mind. Flight Master.
Speak plainly.
Apparently I can't use this one, though. This might be just for, I guess, people who use the Covenant, maybe? I don't know. So, I need to make my way outside, go over here to get to this Flight Master. We just have to get to a Flight Master because we gotta head back to Oribos. And we are gonna be heading to Revendreth. Revendreth. And yeah, I'm sure Sire Denathrius is a wonderful guy who will be more than eager to help us out. I'm sure he's completely cool and on the level, and there's nothing strange or suspicious about him, and... Okay, I'll talk about this when we get to Revendreth. There's something about this that I do have to talk about, because this could work, except for a very important aspect. Which, sometimes we have to remind ourselves that, oh yeah, this is an MMO that has a competitive aspect that kind of requires these things to be known ahead of time. But at the same time, it kind of interferes with the telling of a story. So... But then again, it's partly going to depend on what I end up seeing in Revendreth in terms of how the story is presented. Because being told a very important little detail can change the entire outlook and feel of it. But as I said, we will figure that out after we get to Revendreth, which we will be heading to when we return. Stay tuned.